morning. Welcome to Heart and Soul Center of Light. My name is Ron Marshall, and I am a licensed practitioner at Heart and Soul, and I'm honored to be facilitating our meditation experience this morning. This morning, we are taking the opportunity to immerse ourselves in stillness so that we may connect with the knower within, so that it may be our guide during this time of change. So wherever you are, I invite you to make yourself comfortable so that you may be open to divine guidance. Also know that right where you are, God is, and therefore it is safe and sacred space. So if you're willing, I invite you to gently allow your eyes to close and take this opportunity to relax and let go of all that has happened up until this moment. Now join me in taking a deep, conscious breath. Breathe in and release with a sigh. Now give thanks for your breath as you gently allow it to return to its natural rhythm. Take a moment to notice the path that your breath takes through your body. While the path our breath takes, like each of us, is unique, every breath is part of the one breath which is breathing us all. Let your breath be an ever-present reminder of your oneness with Spirit and its ever-availability as a guide and source of inner peace, love, and clarity, regardless of outer circumstances. As we enter the stillness, remember to focus on your breath, and I offer this affirmation as our guide. I have been that I have been. I am that I am, and I will be what I will be, simultaneously. I have been that I have been. I am that I am. And I will be what I will be simultaneously. I now invite you to return your awareness to the space that you are in. To do so, you might focus on your feet and notice and feel the support of the floor beneath. You might gently rub your palms together and begin to expand your awareness and feel the space around you. And when you're ready, I invite you to gently allow your eyes to open. This completes our meditation experience. And so it is. Thank you for creating this safe and sacred container of love for our service this morning. We have a wonderful opportunity during these times to spend more time being still and renewing our connection with the One. And I invite you to do so whenever and wherever possible. It has been a pleasure and an honor to facilitate this morning meditation. Thank you.
Good morning, and welcome to our virtual Sunday service. It is my great pleasure to welcome you this morning. My name is Sonia Russell. I am a licensed practitioner and founding member here at Heart and Soul. And I am so grateful that we have the opportunity to gather together virtually. Any kind of community is good right now. And especially coming together with people who are all about the love. I am grateful to be here this morning. I want to remind you, family, that we have our 2020 theme, which is Adventures in Faith, Expect a Miracle. We are walking our way through a year of miracles with Mary Ann Williamson. If you don't have it, get it, because it is good and very good. And we are continuing to be steeped in our community affirmation. Thank you for everything. I have no complaint whatsoever. I want to let you know that there are many ways you can give to Heart and Soul. We will circle back to this at the end, but we want to make sure that you have an opportunity to support the ministry. And there are other opportunities in the chat. Look in the chat and the comments. We will make sure that you also have access to those links. The important part is that you are giving and that you're with us online in all the ways that we are currently online, and that you're sharing and you're making sure that other folks, you're telling other folks about Heart and Soul and your experience, and inviting them to be with us online as well. I want to make sure that you know that following service, 10 minutes following service, we are offering group prayer. And we are also doing group prayer on Wednesdays at noon. You can participate via teleconference. This information will come back to you at the end, but we want to make sure that you know that prayer works, and there are prayer warriors who are here to support you in any one of our 4 prayer rooms that will be available following service today. I want to let you know that Wednesday is our Imagining Justice, hosted by Valerie Joy Fidmont and David Walker. And this week we're praying, people. Let's pray it through, good people. And it's an opportunity for affirmative prayer session with everyone who attends. So we're inviting you to be with us. 6:15 meditation, 6:30 the experience begins. And you can get there by visiting heartsoulcenter.org/imaginingjustice. And we want to let you know that we're really excited to be offering the opportunity for our littles to gather. So if you are part of the Heart and Soul Youth and Family Village and you attend on site and we have accurate information for you, then you've received an email about how your littles can attend. And if you have a teenager that's interested in being in online community, and with the Pulse, you can send an email to the Pulse at heartsoulcenter.org. They meet via Zoom at 11:30 today. And so if you're interested in having your teen participate in that, have them reach out. Today, I am really excited to let you know that our beloved Reverend Andriette is here bringing the message. Tammy Hall, the fabulous Tammy Hall, is on piano, and we are so blessed to have our beloved Annie Stafford on sax today, and we are grateful for their presence and want to make sure that we lift up Tammy Hall Live, which is happening Thursdays via Facebook Live on Tammy's Facebook page. So make sure it's from 6 to 8 Pacific time, and it is a good time. So make sure that you spend some time there. So I'm going to invite you, family, to take a breath. This is our vision statement. And it was crafted before we were a church definitely before we were a church in this configuration, but it was crafted before we were a church in any configuration. But we like to make sure that we allow ourselves to be grounded in it because it is who we are and who we endeavor to be on the planet. And so I'm going to invite you to recite it together. And so together, family, we are a loving and compassionate, world-class teaching and empowerment ministry. Through a consciousness of universal God presence, we release all resistance, separation, and fear. We claim our personal liberation and accept the eternal availability of joy, love, and abundance. Through our intention to be love and spread joy, we engender reflections of the same and more in others. Our ministry is a gift to the world, which expands through our practice and dedication. We welcome all people, and together we make a quantifiable, positive difference on the planet. And so it is. And so, family, following our prayer this morning, there will be a reading for you to contemplate before we begin our service. So stay tuned for that. And at this point, I'm just going to invite you to take a deep breath. To allow yourself to be fully present in this moment. To remember, to trust that that which kept us while we slept and woke us this morning is the same force that rose the sun and holds the planets in their orbits. The infinite is coursing through our veins. We are one with the divine intelligence of the entire planet, one with the divine intelligence of the entire universe, one with the divine intelligence that made us, that breathes us. We are one. It is without exception, and it is regardless of the appearance of things. The infinite is here now, and it is good and very, very good. And so I, Sonia, speak my word on behalf of my beloved Heart and Soul Center of Light community, giving thanks in advance that our heart's desires are being made manifest, that we are knowing health and wellness, that our bodies are strong and vital, that we are knowing the peace and safety of our homes, that we remember to be grateful for all that we have, all that we endeavor to have, all that we have had previously. Gratitude is what will allow us to be sustained through this time. I am grateful that we have the opportunity to know the love of the infinite in every breath and in every moment. And for this too, I am grateful. I am grateful for all the hands and the hearts that support this ministry. I am grateful for the opportunity to speak this word. I am grateful for knowing the truth. And I am grateful that on the other side of all that this is the beautiful realization of the more that we can become. I am grateful to know this truth, to accept it, to declare it, to stand in it unapologetically, to know that love is the answer, regardless of the question. And so in this love, in this trusting, in this knowing, I simply release this word, giving thanks for all that are here, our beloved Reverend Andriette, our musical inspiration, all of the hands that make this service live. I am grateful. And in perfect gratitude, release this word, knowing that it is done and done well in God, allowing it to be so now and forever. And so it is.
Good morning, heart and soul. That was Tammy Hall on piano and Ann Stafford on saxophone. Wow. Heart and soul members, I just have to drop that little part in. Heart and soul members, for real, for real. Thank you. Could you, musicians of that quality, you could hear their instruments singing. Oh, this is good. I know we're sheltered in place, and I'm grateful that we're all here together, but that right there, that's special. That is like a little something extra, if I say so myself. Oh, how good. And I want you to continue to hear, because I know you could hear the lyrics. I know you were singing along in your own way. There's a certain order, you know, if you're a regular heart and souler, you know, we are always making baklava. That is to say that we are layering some stuff together. So I want to call to mind that first slide that where Ernest Holmes' words included that the world is full of sickness, sorrow, dying, and pain. Now that's an unusual opener for heart and soul, but I want to remind you that we are not in denial. We're not suggesting that you pretend anything. But I hope that you read the rest of it where it said the great power of the divine, the living one, the strong one cannot enter our hearts fully. Well, this is my version of what he said. Cannot enter our hearts fully until we empty, until we forgive, until we shift to the degree that we make a place for it. That is to say that your life is your life, but if you, for whatever change you have in mind, if we've not created the space for the newness cannot enter in. When I give an example of relationship, that always clears it up for people, so I'm just going to go there. I know you got the prayer and the vision board and the list and all that going on, but if you don't have space for him to put some socks in a drawer, or her to put her little undies in a space, it ain't gonna happen because you have not created the space in your heart and in your environment for that to be the case. So I'm just offering that something else can happen. So I want to blend in Stevie Wonder's lyrics that hate's going round. Stop it, please. Come on now. We've had enough. It's gone too far, he says. Don't delay. I'm saying express your love. Don't delay. Send it in right away. The world needs it. You know, we are all about creating a world that works for everyone. Well, it's not even creating. Let's be clear. It's calling it forth so that we get our stuff out of the way. Or he, she, it, them, they. Out of the way so that we can have indeed within our own heart a world that works for everyone. Send it in right away. Do not delay, in the words of the amazing Stevie Wonder. So look at here, that piece that I shared and just kind of paraphrased from Ernest Holmes. He offers us, this is the rest of that. He offers us this. He says, and there's actually a slide that I'm hoping that they'll put up, and I'm going to ask your patience because I know sometimes y'all are asking my folks to let the slide go because you don't want to see it. You need to know I want you to see it because there's a whole thing I'm doing here that is not just me as a talking head, But there's some information that as I say it to you, I want you engaged in reading it as well. That's asking a lot of you. But transformation is not easy. Transformation is not about sitting up being entertained by people. So I ain't mad at you for liking and wanting to see me, but I'm going to need you to read something in the process. So here's the slide that I'm wanting you to see, where Ernest Holmes is saying, however, in addition, so yeah, the world is full of all of that. He and Stevie are on the same page around that. He's saying, however, the great truth of God's love may be that unless each individual consciously admits it, it doesn't come in. Admits it, allows it, gives it space to be. And then he quotes from Revelations 3:20, behold, I stand at the door and knock. And the rest of that is, if someone listens to my voice, if they can listen, not just hear, not just the auditory, I hear something, but if it listens to the guidance, which means takes it in and will open the door, I shall come in and have supper with him and him with me. Look at here, that's hanging out. I'll be with that one. For the one that's willing to create sufficient space, open the door and create sufficient space, I'm going to hang out with that one. I'm going to have dinner with that one. I'm going to be with them. We're getting ready to party together. The rest of their life can include me as the divine, the living one, the strong one, as long as that one is willing to allow me in. That's why I wanted you to see the door. It's the door to your heart, the door to your mind, the door to your beingness, your consciousness, to include all of that in a way that the divine can have access. I'm trying to say something. I think the slide has been up long enough now. So here we go. Someone sent me a video on a YouTube video that is entitled A Universal Force. And it is, it's someone reading from a, quote, secret letter from 1938 that's attributed to Albert Einstein. And it just cracked open my heart. It describes a universal force held. It says that the letter was held and released 20 years after his death, Albert Einstein's death, that is. In the letter, he says, it's a letter purportedly to his daughter. He says he didn't think humanity was ready for his message. And my question to you is, are we ready now? Now, before I talk about the message, I got to say this, that before I brought it to you, I had to double check it. I wanted some more details around it. And the moment I put that into the Google search platform, it brought me to Snopes. And there it says that Albert Einstein did not describe love as a universal force in a letter to his daughter or to anyone else. So I want you to know that. But what did I tell you about what happened when I heard it? It cracked open my heart. So that's why you're going to get to hear about it today. It doesn't matter to me whether Albert Einstein ever wrote it, ever heard anything about this. It doesn't matter to me whether he had a daughter. And if you do the research, even that's in question. Whatever the details are, none of that matters. What matters to me is that there's truth in what was written and shared, and that's why I'm bringing it to you. Not because it might be Albert Einstein. Let's say it isn't. In fact, you could say it's me. For right now, it's really anonymous, but here's the deal. It says, love is the most powerful force there is because it has no limits. On last week, we sang about, it was Ricky Byers' song. Part of the lyric is talking about love being the gravity that holds it together. That whole idea is always, when you look at the lyricist and what they say about love, we begin to get a sense of the power in it and what's available to us always. So this missive says that love is light that enlightens those who give and receive it. Love is gravity, because it multiplies love is gravity because it makes some people feel attracted to others. Love is the gravity that holds us together, Ricky Byers saying. Love is power because it multiplies the best we have and allows humanity not to be extinguished in their blind selfishness. For such a time as this, that message. Love unfolds and reveals. For love, we live and die. For love, we live. For love, we die. Love is God, the living one, the strong one, and God is love. So all of this, you can see how I'm hoping that your heart is being cracked open too. If we are to find meaning, if we are to save the world and every sentient being, and isn't that our desire? Because let me just check in. We stopped a long time ago excluding people from the party, didn't we? So we want to we want our soul salvation. We want our lives transformed. And early, one of our first lessons here at Heart and Soul is that includes everybody. It can't be God save America and have us be a shining light, but have everybody else remain in the darkness. You know, that's not a world that works for everybody. Our prayers include everyone always. Yes, if you're not already doing that, I need to help you get clear about what prayer really is. It's not a selfish plea for what would work for you and the people you like. It's instead for everyone, and allow some of that good for everyone to drip on you. Allow you to splash in the good that you're calling forth for everyone. I hope that's making sense because that's the very foundation of what we're up to. He ends with, each individual carries with them a small but powerful generator of love. It's not the heart muscle. It's the heart mind. It's how we use our minds in loving ways. Whose energy, this generator of love, has an energy that's waiting to be released when we learn to give and receive this universal energy. See, I really don't care who said that. I don't care who wrote it. We're going to call it anonymous for now. But can you get the beauty of the sentiment and how it calls us into a greater awareness of what is ours to be and do, how we are to be in the world? We don't yet know. Heart and Soul is always offering you methodology, ways to shift and change classes, books, ways to, I hope you're doing the daily study with us, that we're doing our daily devotional, Marianne Williamson's A Year of Miracles, and prior years, every year we've had a devotional that supports us in making the shifts. So there are practices that we will encourage you. But right now, I'm talking about principle. I'm talking about the principle of love, just like Stevie Wonder wrote about the principle of love, and Ernest Holmes writes about the principle of love, and how we can intertwine all of that. I think it was on Easter when we were singing, I can do the impossible. I can see the invisible because I've got faith. That's the whole idea here. That when we invite the living one, the strong one, when we open ourselves to infinite possibility, most days, with few exceptions, I am wearing just this little simple silver band right here on my left thumb is where it lives that says, nothing is impossible. Sometimes the reason I wear it as often as I do is because sometimes I'm in a situation that feels like this thing is impossible. But you know what I do? I start feeling my little ring because I don't have to read it to know what it says. I know that this says nothing is impossible. So my intention is to invoke that affirmation, because I've done it often enough that some stuff I thought was impossible, it turned out that it wasn't. Can I just invoke right now gratitude for our virtual community team? Because even right now, I'd been laughing in prior weeks about all the tape we's using up and the cords and the variety of laptops that, I'd lost count of. Today I come in and there's one less tripod, one less camera required. Why? Because the team is continually doing the work. See, this is an example of love. Love isn't just snuggling up, spooning with somebody. Love is also the expression of doing whatever you can do for the greater good. This is why it's love that is going to make the shift for a world that works for everyone. It's not just, see, I don't know what the methodology is going to have to be. I don't know what all is going to have to happen, but I know it's going to have to include us loving ourselves, and the way we project ourselves into the way we see others as well. To the point that we come to an awareness that there really is no other. That I am, well, Pogo tried to tell us. I've seen the enemy and it's us, it's me. We are our own enemy. If the world is going to hell in a basket, I say that in the most spiritual way, y'all, then it's because we packed a basket. It's our basket that it's using. It's our ideology. It's our belief systems. It's our fears and our doubts. It's all the stuff that we put in there that makes it difficult, if not impossible, for us to have our dreams come true, to have life unfold in the most empowering ways. I know, I already asked, so what's on your other thumb? Love. This one simply has 4 letters stamped in it, LOVE. I feel like when I feel my 2 thumbs, from time to time, I'll be in a meeting or in a situation, circumstance, and I'll have to, don't be looking at me from now on out in the world, but every now and then, I'll have to just remind myself that this is about love, because I wouldn't want to mislead you. This is not a mountaintop teaching. This isn't me having come down off some mountain, come to tell the commoners how it really is and what you ought to do. I am trying to get it myself. What I'm saying, I am preaching to me. This is my message. Often it is so difficult for me to bring my message so publicly. But I have to remind myself to put some love in this, to allow love to be present in this situation, even though I'd rather pick up a big stick. No, that's not true. That's not true. But I could visualize other scenarios. I need you to just know that the human dimension of my being has me picture sometimes a person's throat in an unloving way. But then I finger my love and I come back to it. I'm just saying this truly is not a mountaintop teaching. I am working it out often on mic. I am so very grateful. I'm grateful right now to invoke both Stevie Wonder's lyrics, that love's in need of love today, because I know y'all didn't, they had the instruments singing in a way that you didn't miss not a bit of that. Tell the truth. But I'm going to now combine that in my baklava kind of way with Dr. Howard Thurman. In his personal revelation, where he says to us, I want to be more loving in my heart. Come on now. We don't just want to be evil all the time and disagreeable and unaccepting or inviting. Remember, we just came through saying that if you don't open the door, the divine cannot enter. And I don't know where you live, where you've not had any access to mythology or fairy tales, or what are the other possibilities? Mythology. What are the other possibilities, Angelo? Help a sister out here. That all of the stories that help humans to understand the sameness that we are. That when we can hear the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, you know that's about you. You know you Goldilocks and you each of those bears too. You know that Hansel, Gretel, and the witch. You all that. So those stories are to support us in our transformation. So Dr. Howard Thurman meets us at that intersection of our realization that it's always about us. When he says, I want to be more loving in my heart. It's often easy. Come on now. He knows us. He's bringing his own humanity and offering it to us. He said it's often easy to have that idea in mind, to plan. Come on now. We can plan to be more loving. January 1st. That was the resolution. I'm going to be more loving in my heart. He says to see it in the mind, but to give assent to it, to the thought of being more loving. He says, this is crystal clear. He says, but I want to be more loving in my heart. And to do that, I must feel like loving. We got work to do. Dr. Howard Thurman is reminding us, I must ease the tension in my heart that ejects the sharp barb, the stinging word. No, he did not mention my name specifically. But some of us are kind of known for, the quick retort, and it's our stuff. But today we come and lay it bare and say, I want to be more loving in my heart. I don't want the knee-jerk reaction to lead and determine my life contribution. I want to be more loving in my heart. He goes on to say, I'm not going to give you the whole essay because I'm hoping you'll look it up. It's in For the Inward Journey. This is an essay from The Inward Journey is where you'll find it. He goes on to say, I want to be more loving in my heart, that with unconscious awareness and deliberate intent, I shall be a kind, a gracious human being. What did Stevie say? Send it in right away. Be that right now. That's what Stevie's trying to say. Don't be holding that part back. Send that in right away. Be that kind, gracious human being. He said, thus those who walk the path with me, those who have to be around you, those who know you, may find it easier to be loving and to be gracious, because the love of God, which is increasingly expressed in my living, I want to be more loving in my heart. You see, when we soften our heart, I feel like, when we open our chest, because again, I'm not talking about the muscle in our chest. I'm talking about our consciousness. I'm talking about our openness, our availability to good, to the greater possibility. I'm going to ask you to join me and Dr. Howard Thurman in being more loving. Whatever that means, start where you are. Start now, see if you can get through this afternoon. But write it somewhere, so by the time you go to bed tonight, you'll be reminded. Put it in your smartphone, make it alarm, make it do a smart thing for you, to remind you that your intention is to be more loving. And then when you awaken, have that be one of the first things you consider. And don't worry about it if you don't make it tomorrow till noon. Just remind yourself at noon. And then by dinner, maybe include it in the blessing for the meal. Oh, we're sheltered in place, so there's going to be all those snacks in between. So just add it in at every snack. I want to be more loving in my heart, so that we are open and available to express and be a world that works for everyone. That's all I got for you right now, other than my gratitude for all that you have given and your support and encouragement for Heart and Soul. And I ask that you continue to love and to give and to share with us and to encourage us. I'm going to ask Reverend Angelo to tell you about the ways that you remind you of how to give, but the importance, the reason we do it the way we do it is because it supports each and every one of us to be reminded about why to give in addition to how to give. Reverend Angelo?
Thank you, Andriette, and good morning, beloved community. For such a time as this, we are creating something new. And I love where Reverend Andriette started us off by saying, if we have not created space for the newness, then the newness can't come in. So we're creating space in our hearts and in our mind for an expansion of a new good. And giving opens the door to our hearts and minds in a way that allows that newness to come in. We have many ways in which you can give here at Heart and Soul Center of Light. You can mail a check to Heart and Soul Center of Light at 1001 42nd Street, Suite 100, Oakland, California, 94609. You can also give online at the bit.ly address shown on the screen and use that opportunity to set up a recurrent gift, a gift that will continue to give automatically to Heart and Soul, or you can give a one-time gift at that bit.ly address as well. And then, of course, there is texting to give, my absolute favorite. It's as easy as texting the word give to 510 558 49. However you choose to give is right and perfect, but it is important that we are engaged in the giving game. As we flex our muscle to give, guess what? The universe is flexing our muscle to receive. At Heart and Soul Center of Light, we have a tradition of blessing our good before it is even given, thereby establishing an intention for the good that our gift will do in the world. And so, in any way that you're giving, I invite you now to just place your hand over your heart, because the greatest gift that you can ever have is the gift of life that is pulsing right under your hand right now. And let us say our blessing together. I bless this gift as healing energy and send it into the divine flow of all good. Infinite prosperity circulates through me, through my church, and throughout the world, because I know God as source, and so it is.
Thank you, Tammy Hall. Thank you, Ann Stafford. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, entire team. Thank you, Ron. This is going to be helpful because I have several things that I want to share. Let me just, at the liberty of asking you to hang in with me a little longer here, I want to just say that when I say that nothing is impossible, it's a choice. You can either believe with me. You see, like there's a part of the lyric that says, you might think that we're all dreamers here at Heart and Soul, but I want to say to you that we're not the only ones. That dreaming, that knowing, and you dream until you can know, by the way. See, I'm not dreaming that nothing is impossible. I am declaring with every fiber of my being that there can be a shift, that there can be a change. And it's up to each and every one of us to decide whether you're going to hold on to an idea that your situation, your circumstance is impossible, no matter what others have told you, or whether you want to consider the possibility that it's not impossible and something can shift. Maybe if I say it this way, what we're offering is put it on the altar. If your response is, mine is too big to put on the altar, then I say with as much love as I can offer you, well, then hold on to it until you realize that there is always space on the altar for you to let go of, for each and every one of us to let go of an idea that it's impossible, that it's too big for the living one, that it's too big for the strong one. Now, you are right that it's impossible for me to fix it, for it's too big for me to carry it. But that's not the idea here. What I'm suggesting is that we let go of it. So you might think that Heart and Soul is full of dreamers, but we're not the only ones. And I pray that you will join us in calling forth a world that works for everyone, because somebody's thinking, girl, that's impossible. I'm thinking, no, it ain't. That we can truly have a world that works for everyone because it already exists. It already exists. We must open the door to our minds and our hearts to have it express. That's what we're talking about. So, big thanks for you joining us, for the team, for the musicians, for all of it, the sound, all of it, everything required, including the new equipment that we are just checking the mail daily to receive, as well as that we've already implemented. This is our adventure in faith. And I just want to remind you that you can share your gifts with us as often as you choose. You don't have to wait till Sunday. You can text it in, you can send it in by mail, you can go to our website and give. We send out regular notices. If you want to see our slides, we send those out by Wednesday. Those will be out. If you want to be in on any of that, go to our website and you can sign up for that. And all of those have ways to give. I think the point is that I'm asking you that you give. Please give. And you can find us, as I said, online, not just to give, but to get the information. So certainly, will you see on the screen, I pray that it's up on the screen now, exactly all of the ways that you can reach us through the various online platforms. I want to remind you that the amazing Tammy Hall, now I know some of y'all we're not giving a whole lot of thanks for Shelter in Place, other than we know that it is our gift to the world. And this is why the graft in California is flattening in ways that we all wanted, and our prayers are being answered for the greater good. But the gift that we have in that, because Tammy Hall was not available to us every Thursday night before Shelter in Place. So I just want to say thank you, Tammy Hall, for making the difference, because your music is healing. Your music reveals the divine as given to you and expressed through you, and that's a healing vibration. So we're grateful. So every Thursday, you can catch up with the amazing Tammy Hall on Facebook Live from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., again on Facebook Live. And we are working it out. The teens have already been, the Heart and Soul teens have already been meeting. They've been doing movie nights and all kind of good stuff. And now the team that works with the Youth and Family Village is already reaching out to you. Here's what I want to remind you of. If you did not get an email from them this morning or yesterday, whenever that went out, then that means we do not have your accurate information. This is for folks who have children who have participated in our program. So you want to reach out to Heart and Soul, Youth and Family Ministry, any of the leaders for that, in order to get in on this good thing that's going to be happening this afternoon. And of the utmost importance is that there's prayer, following this service. About 10 minutes after we end here, you can call in to the numbers that are shown there and be a part of the prayer setup that we have. And on Wednesdays at noon, we can't pray too much. Also, I'm about to end us here in prayer, but the treat that I have for you, every Sunday at the very end, we just tag on a little good, because I think for the folks who hang out with us to the end, there ought to always be some kind of little treat. And so the treat today is our dear brother in New Jersey, Ty Stevens, who is an amazing performance artist. He has a new video. And so we're going to close out showing Ty Stevens' video. And I'm just excited about seeing it again myself. But in the meantime, I ask that you join me in an attitude of gratitude and thanksgiving, even as I recognize, as I acknowledge in this moment that there is one life. And that life is the life of the divine, the living one, the strong one, that I am surrounded and enfolded, that from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, in, around, and through, the divine has me. And this is true for all of us, that we rest in the living one, the strong one. We are breathing the breath of the living one. And the living one is breathing us. That our very life source is the divine. Now, just that realization sets up everything else. So out of that knowing, out of that unification, out of my awareness of the oneness, that I am breathing the breath of the divine, even as the breath of the divine is breathing me, that lets me know that I am one in God, one in the living one in the strong one in the divine. And it's from that place. Oh, that is a place of power, of powerful awareness that says nothing is impossible in the divine, that all things are working together for good, not that we're going to like how it unfolds, but that it all is unfolding in order, and our experience of it is according to our faith and what we believe. It is done unto us as we believe. And so I use this moment to ratchet up my belief, to increase the vibration of my belief in the power of love, in the certainty of a world that works for everyone. And shoring myself up, because I do not know what it takes to get there. But I know that I'm willing to take the ride, because I want that as the end, as the destination, as the end point. A world that works for everyone. Health and wellness and vitality. Relationships that are loving, inclusive, and kind. A political structure that values the people. A medical system that truly is attentive to the health and well-being of all. Systems that support, lift up, shore up the least of us, the most vulnerable. And systems that take the boot off the neck of those who have already been suppressed and oppressed for too long. My prayer, my declaration, my affirmation is for a world that works for everyone, where no child goes to bed hungry or awakens uncared for, where every child is fed because there's enough food, where it all works out in the divine order that is always possible, that we get our bloated nothingness out of the way for the divine unfoldment of good. That we get our bloated nothingness out of the way so that the door can swing open, inviting in the shift, the changes we all are praying for. I know that this might sound like a dream, but what it is affirmative prayer. It's me simply declaring what already is in God and saying, I'm ready to see it unfold in form, to be demonstrated, to be manifest in my lifetime. So I can only be grateful now. So it is an absolute perfect gratitude and thanksgiving that I just let go, that I release this word, that I propel it into the perfect activity of law that I know is love. And so I know that this is done and done well in the divine, and I simply let it be. I ask that you join me wherever you are and however you are getting this message and whenever you get it, that you join me in sealing it for all eternity by saying amen. And so it is. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. And now, Tasty.
This is the song I wrote with my good friend MC Shao in Moscow. Just proving that relations between people are just fine. This starts with a question. What if the world was a better place because of you? What if you had more love and compassion in all you do? The world would be a better place. We'd all live with ease and grace. Just believe in the dream, it can really come true. Here's what you do. Join hearts, let love's healing start. Join hands, let love heal the land. 'Cause I've got it, you got it, the power to change the world. I got it, you got it, the power to change. Oh. Question number 2. What if your smile was the currency to purchase the dream? What if your heart held every soul as its love supreme? Love supreme. We wouldn't study war no more, holding love always at the core, lifting the world, all people to the highest esteem. Ooh, it's more than a dream. Join heart, let love's healing start. Let love heal us, child.
brother. He's a bad mamma jamma. Ty Stevens. And so check out his website. Just Google him, check out his website and see what he's up to, but also buy some of his music. He's an amazing artist. And speaking of amazing affiliations, I want to invite you, encourage, implore you to support Marcus Books. We have had a relationship with Marcus Books, well, since before Heart and Soul began, but certainly officially as Heart and Soul in direct support of Marcus Books. So here's what's happening. Marcus Books is celebrating their 60th, I'm pausing right here, 60th anniversary. I'm waiting for you to cheer and clap and carry on because I don't want you to miss what I'm saying next. And there's a fundraiser. And we want to support them in raising funds. So their goal is $200,000. They've raised about $65,000. Here's what I know is we in community and allowing that to ripple out, we cannot, no, let me not say what we can't do. We must support and ensure that Marcus Books, one of a very few African American owned brick and mortar bookstores, we have to ensure that not only that they continue to exist, but that they thrive. It's on our watch. It is our responsibility. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the GoFundMe, Marcus Books anniversary fundraiser. And even as you support Heart and Soul, we are also going to support Marcus Books because we got to. I don't know how we live on the planet. Outside of the Bay Area, wherever we are, we want this African American owned brick and mortar bookstore. We want it to exist for all the right reasons. Come on now. This we can do. In addition to that, Heart and Soul also has an amazing affiliation with Kingston 11 restaurant. Let me be clear, because somebody asked me about this. I do not promote my friends. My friends will tell you that I'm not in the pulpit promoting them. I promote Kingston 11 because Kingston 11 has supported Heart and Soul Center of Light very specifically. And so this is us standing for them in exactly the same and similar ways that they have stood for us. So much like Marcus Books, there's no way we want to come out of shelter in place, whenever that is, and then start lamenting and regretting that we didn't support them. Because we're going to hightail it right over there and be upset that they're not in a position to do all that we want and need them to do. And it will be because we did not support them during this difficult time. So here's what's going on. They are offering individual and bulk food orders for takeout and delivery. And they're open. They have limited hours. So they're open on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays only. Thursday, Friday, Saturdays from 2 in the afternoon till 7 p.m. To place orders, you can call the restaurant. The number is 510-465-2558. Again, 510-465-2558. Or you can email your request to takeout at Kingston11eats.com. Takeout at Kingston11eats.com. You can get gift certificates as well from $30 upward that are available upon request. And getting gift certificates is one way that you can just pay it forward. Even if you're not ready to have it there now, get your gift certificate. And then they have the money now to stay in. You understand how this works. So this is our opportunity to work as a team to support those that we love who need it. I know you know others in your life. For Heart and Soul, These are the two that we are lifting up, and we'll continue to, we'll publicize it in our recap that will be out by Wednesday. And you will see it also in our announcements on Sunday. This will be ongoing. We gotta make sure that Marcus Books thrives and Kingston 11 as well. I love you and I appreciate you and I thank God for you.